Okay. Good afternoon, all of you. In yesterday's lecture, we have discussed about the general heat conduction equation in Cartesian coordinate system. In yesterday's lecture, we have discussed about the general heat conduction equation in Cartesian coordinate system. So, in that, we have discussed about we have considered about one small element, that is one small cubical element with thickness dx, dy, and dz in the x, y, and z direction. And we have considering the different parameters, that is capital T, the temperature at the left hand face of the left hand face, that is ABCD. Then we have considered about the temperature gradient, that is dt by dx. Then we have considered the parameter, the temperature at the right face, that is T plus delta T by delta x into dx. So after that we have considered the parameter, that is thermal conductivity in x direction, thermal conductivity along y direction, thermal conductivity along z direction, that is kx, ky, and kz. After that we have written one energy balance equation. In that we have considered the net heat accumulated in the element due to the conduction of heat from all the coordinate directions plus heat generated within the element is equal to what? Energy storage. So that is nothing but we have given the names for that. A plus B is equal to C. After that we have to doing the calculation for the A part, then we have to doing the calculation for the B part, then we have doing the calculation for the C part. Okay. So in A part we have calculated the heat accumulated in the element. So for that we are using the Fourier's law. So by using that Fourier's law, first of all we have calculated the energy coming inside the element in the x direction. Then we have derived the equation for the energy coming out from the element in the x direction. And after that we have taking the difference of that two quantities, and then we get the value of heat accumulated in the x direction. Similarly, we have calculated the equation for the y direction, and similarly we have calculated the equation for the z direction. And addition of these three is nothing but that is heat accumulated in the element due to conduction of heat from all the coordinate system, from the all the coordinate axes, that is x, y, and z. Then we have considered the some energy which is generated within the element. So for that we have considered one factor, that is Qg. So Qg is nothing but heat generated within the element per unit volume per unit time. It generated within the element per unit volume per unit time. So by using that value we have calculated the q dash g, that is energy generated within the element is equal to Qg into volume into time. So Qg into dx into dy into dz into dt. So from that we get the value, that is energy generated or heat generated within the element is equal to what? Energy stored in the element. So how to calculate energy stored in the element? For that there is one equation, that is mCp delta T. So by using that mCp delta T we have calculated the energy stored in the element. And what is the equation for that? Energy stored in the element, that is rho into dx dy dz into c into delta t by delta t into dt. So in this way we doing the calculation for the part A, part B, and part C, and then we are putting these values into equation number 1, that is A plus B is equal to C. Okay. So from that we get the final equation, that is general heat conduction equation, that is dou by dou x into kx into dou t by dou x plus dou by dou y into ky into dou t by dou y plus dou by dou z into kz into dou t by dz plus Qg is equal to rho c into dou t by dou t. So this is the general heat conduction equation. General heat conduction equation. Then after that we have discussed about the different forms of the general heat conduction equation. In that, in first case we have discussed about the if the thermal conductivity is same in the all direction, means what? Kx is equal to ky is equal to kz is equal to k. So by putting these values into the general heat conduction equation we get the another form. So that form is nothing but dou square t upon dx square plus dou square t upon dou y square plus dou square t upon dou z square plus qg by k is equal to rho c by k into dou t by dou t. So this is the equation when the thermal conductivity is constant. And in the form of thermal diffusivity we have written that same equation. And what is that equation? Dou square t upon dou x square plus dou square t upon dou y square plus dou square t upon dou z square plus qg by k is equal to 1 upon alpha into dou t by dou t. So this is the equation when there is a constant thermal conductivity is there in all direction, that is x, y, and z direction. And suppose in second case we have considered there is a no internal heat generation, means what? Qg is equal to 0. That factor becomes 0 and we get one equation, that is dou square T upon dou x square plus dou square T upon dou y square plus dou square T upon dou z square is equal to 1 upon alpha into dou T by dou T. And that equation is nothing but Fourier's equation. Then we have considered the next condition as the steady state heat conduction. So we know that for the steady state heat conduction, anything with respect to time, that quantity becomes 0. So in this equation, general heat conduction equation, which factor with respect to time is there? Temperature with respect to time is there. So because of that, that factor becomes 0. So therefore, what is the equation? Dou square T upon dou x square plus dou square T upon dou y square plus dou square T upon dou z, dou z square plus Qg by K is equal to 0, and that equation is nothing but Poisson's equation. And similarly, in the next case, we have considered the internal heat generation is 0 and steady state is there. So because of that, dou T by dou T is equal to 0 and Qg is equal to 0, and we have put that values into the general heat conduction equation, and we get the value of, we get the one equation, and that equation is nothing but Laplace equation. That equation is nothing but Laplace equation, and that is dou square T upon dou x square plus dou square T upon dou y square plus dou square T upon dou z square, and that equation is nothing but Laplace equation. Okay, so that part we have discussed in the yesterday's lecture. Okay, so this is the general heat conduction equation. That part we have discussed in the yesterday's lecture. That is, we have considering the small element x, y, z direction, then thickness along x direction, thickness along y direction, thickness along z direction. Then we have defined different parameters. In next slide, we have write the energy balance equation, that is heat accumulated, then heat generated, and is equal to energy storage. So from that, A plus B is equal to C. So then we are doing the calculation for the part A, part B, and part C. So for part A calculation, we are considering the Fourier's law heat conduction. So in that, we have calculated the Q dash X, then we have calculated Q dash X plus dx, then we have taking the difference between these two, then we get the heat accumulated in that element in the X direction. Similarly, we have written the equation for the y and z direction, and from that we get the total net heat accumulated in the element in all direction, So this is the calculation for the part A. Then after that, we are doing the calculation for the part B. So we know that Qg is nothing but heat generated per unit volume per unit time. So from that we get the value of Q dash G, that is equal to Qg into volume into time. Similarly, we are doing the calculation for the part C. So that is energy storage, and what is the equation for the energy storage? That is mCp delta T. So by using that, we get the equation for the calculation of CP, and then we have put these ABC values into the equation. Then we get the final equation. That is, this is the final equation, and that final equation is nothing but general heat conduction equation in Cartesian coordinate system. Then we have discussed about the different forms of general heat conduction equation. In first case, we have considered the thermal conductivity is constant. Then we get the one equation when the thermal conductivity is constant. Then that same equation we have written in the form of thermal diffusivity. In second case, we have considered the internal heat generation is 0, and if internal heat generation is 0, then whatever equation we get, that is nothing but Fourier's equation. And in next step, we have considering the steady state. So for the steady state, we have put the dou T by dou T is equal to 0. Then we get that what is the equation? That equation is nothing but Poisson's equation. And similarly, if both factors we have considering 0, that is internal heat generation and steady state heat conduction is there, at that time we get one equation. That equation is nothing but Laplace equation. And in next three condition, we have considering the different conditions, that is steady state one dimensional is one condition. In second, we have considered the steady state one dimensional, then without internal heat generation. Then what is the equation for that? Dou square T upon dou x square is equal to 0. And for the last condition, we have considered that is steady state two dimensional and Qg is equal to 0. For that condition, we get that equation, that is dou square T upon dou x square plus dou square T upon dou y square is equal to 0. So this part we have discussed in the yesterday's lecture. Now today we have to write down next derivation. Write down heat transfer through. Write down heat transfer through plane and composite wall, heat transfer through plane and composite wall, heat transfer through plane and composite wall. So we have to calculate the rate of heat transfer through the plane wall. म्हणजे आपल्याला एक प्लेन वॉल कन्सिडर करायचे आहे आणि त्या प्लेन वॉल साठी काय इक्वेशन असणार आहे, that we have to derive. And in second condition we have to calculate the heat transfer rate for the composite wall. If there is a composite wall, if 2-3 materials are connected to each other and heat transfer takes place from that particular material, then what is the heat transfer rate for that particular composite wall? So we have to derive the equation for these two conditions, that is for the plane wall and composite wall. So first of all we have to derive the equation for the plane wall. So write down A, heat conduction through a plane wall, heat conduction through a plane wall, heat conduction through a plane wall, heat conduction through a plane wall. Write down heat conduction through a plane wall. So draw this diagram of plane wall, draw this diagram of plane wall. Okay, draw this diagram. Okay, so we have drawn one plane wall. So at left hand face temperature is T1, at the right hand face the temperature is T2. So heat transferring through this composite wall, that is nothing but Q. Then what is the thickness of this plane wall, that is L is the thickness of the plane wall. Left hand face the name is given as 1, face number 1, and right hand face the name is given as face number 2. Okay, so this is the heat transfer system. So we have to draw the similar diagram in the form of electrical system. So below this diagram we have drawn the diagram for the electrical system. So in electrical system, how to write or how to draw that diagram, that is we have dotted 2 points, point 1 and point 2. At point 1 what is the temperature, T1 is there. Diagram च्या खालची diagram दिसत नाही, so that I have drawn the diagram at the right hand side. So we have to draw the right hand side diagram at the bottom of this plane wall, because first dot is for the face left hand face, second dot is for the right hand face, and in between there is a resistance, that is thermal resistance is there, and heat transfer through that particular section is takes place, that is nothing but Q. At inlet heat transfer is Q and at the outlet heat transfer is Q. So for this plane wall we have to draw the electrical system diagram in the form of electrical system, or in the form of resistance we have to draw the diagram at the below of the surface. Don't draw the at the right hand side, so it is not visible at the bottom side diagram, so we have written draw at the right hand side. Okay, so we have to draw at the bottom of this plane wall. Okay, so our aim is to calculate the value of Q, that is rate of heat transfer through the plane wall, rate of heat transfer through a plane wall. So write down, consider a plane wall of homogeneous material, consider a plane wall of homogeneous material through which heat is flowing only in x direction, Okay, we have to consider this is a homogeneous material and through which heat is flowing only in the x direction. Okay, so let capital L is equal to thickness of plane wall. So in the diagram L is given, that L is nothing but thickness of that particular plane wall. So write down L is equal to thickness of plane wall. Then capital A is equal to cross section area of plane wall, plane wall, cross section area of plane wall, then K is equal to thermal conductivity of wall material. K is equal to thermal conductivity of wall material, thermal conductivity of wall material, whatever wall, what is the material of that wall, and for that particular material, K is nothing but thermal conductivity of that wall material. Okay, so this is the parameter, that parameter is given in the diagram. Then write down the general heat conduction equation, the general heat conduction equation in Cartesian coordinates is given by, the general heat conduction equation in in Cartesian coordinates is given by, in Cartesian coordinates is given by. So we know that in yesterday's lecture we have derived the general heat conduction equation for the Cartesian coordinate system. So by using that equation we have to derive the equation for the Q for the plane wall. So first of all we have to write down the general heat conduction equation in the Cartesian coordinates. So what is the equation for the general heat conduction equation in Cartesian coordinate system? So yesterday we have derived, that is equation number 2 is there. So that equation 2, no, 2 is, what is that equation? Dou square T upon dou x square plus dou square T upon dou y square plus dou square T upon dou z square plus Qg by K is equal to 1 upon alpha into dou T by dou T. Okay, so that equation is nothing but general heat conduction equation in Cartesian coordinates. In that we have considered as a thermal diffusivity. So we have to write the equation in the form of thermal diffusivity. So all of you write down this equation, that is the general heat conduction equation in Cartesian coordinates. Dou square T upon dou x square plus dou square T upon dou y square plus dou square T upon dou z square plus Qg by K is equal to 1 upon alpha, is equal to 1 upon alpha dou T by dou T. That is the equation number 1. ओके, जे काय आपण काल इक्वेशन डिराइव्ह केलेलं आहे त्यावेळेला क्यूब असणार आहे, त्यावेळेला जो काही हीट ट्रान्सफर होणार आहे त्याचं एक स्टँडर्ड इक्वेशन असणार आहे. But as per the conditions we have to remove the terms from this equation. Means suppose one dimensional heat flow is there, then whatever the equation in the form of y and z, that factor becomes 0. Okay, if internal heat generation is not there, then Qg by K is equal to 0. So then we have to take the some assumptions, for because of that assumptions we have to find out the value of Q. Okay, so write down what are the different assumptions we have to considering for deriving this Q. Okay, here assume, write down the assumptions, what are the different assumptions we are considering to derive this particular equation. First is, write down, heat is conducted without internal heat generation. Heat is conducted without internal heat generation. Heat is conducted without internal heat generation, that is Qg is equal to 0, that is Qg is equal to 0, So this is the first assumption. Then second assumption we have to consider, heat is conducted only in x direction. Heat is conducted only in x direction. That is one dimensional heat flow. One dimensional heat flow. Then third assumption, heat conduction is at steady state. Heat conduction is at a steady state. is at a steady state. So what is the meaning of steady state? Any factor with respect to time, that factor becomes zero. So in the general heat conduction, which factor is with respect to time? That is dou T by dou T. So that factor becomes zero. So write down that is dou T by dou T is equal to zero. Dou T by dou T is equal to zero. Okay. So these are the assumptions. By using these assumptions, we have to solve that particular equation. Okay, our aim is to calculate the what is the equation for the heat transfer through the plane wall. We have to calculate the equation for the Q for the plane wall. Q for the plane wall. Okay, all of you written this part. Anyone is remaining? Shall I proceed? All of you written these assumptions. Three assumptions are there. First assumption is internal heat generation is zero, heat conducted is only in x direction, and heat conduction is at a steady state. Heat conduction is at a steady state. Okay, so these are the assumptions. By using these assumptions, we have to derive the equation. Okay, so put that values into the equation. Okay, what is the first assumption? Qg is equal to 0. In equation number 1, we have to put Qg is equal to 0, so that Qg by K is equal to 0. Okay. What is second assumption? Heat conducted only in x direction. So we have to take only x direction, then automatically y direction and z direction becomes 0. Means what? Dou square T upon dou y square is equal to 0 and dou square T upon dou z square is equal to 0. And third condition is, third assumption is heat conducted at steady state. So dou T by dou T is equal to 0. So because of that, whatever the term which is at the right hand side of equal to sign, that terms becomes 0. So what is the remaining term? Remaining term is nothing but dou square T upon dou x square is equal to 0. So write down dou square T upon dou x square is equal to 0, and that is the equation number 2. Means we are considering the three assumptions, and because of three assumptions, remaining all factor becomes 0. And what is the remaining term? That is dou square T upon dou x square is equal to 0, and that equation is nothing but equation number 2. Okay, then write down up till now, up till now, up till now, we are considering, we are considering a small volume element. Up till now, we are considering, we are considering a small volume element, a small volume element, small volume element. So we taking partial derivative, so we taking partial derivative, so we taking partial derivative, full stop. Now consider whole plate, now consider whole plate, now consider whole plate. So in yesterday's derivation, we have considering one small element. So for the yesterday's derivation, we have taken the partial derivative. But now we have to derive the equation for the plane wall. So that is the whole plate is there. So we have to consider as a total derivative is there. So whatever the equation we got, that is dou square T upon dou x square is equal to 0. That is partial derivative equation. So we have to convert that partial derivative equation into total derivative equation. So therefore write down equation 2 becomes, equation 2 becomes, equation 2 becomes d square t upon dx square is equal to 0. Partial derivative conversion आपण कशामध्ये करणार आहे? We have to convert that partial derivative into total derivative. Write down equation 2 becomes, equation 2 becomes d square t upon dx square is equal to 0. d square t upon dx square is equal to 0. Okay, d square t upon dx square is equal to 0. Okay, now integrate above equation, now integrate above equation, integrate above equation, integrate above equation, integrate above equation. Can anyone tell me what is the integration of d square t upon d square is equal to 0? Anyone? What is the integration of this term? Anyone unmute yourself and tell me what is the integration of the d square t upon dx square is equal to 0. For this equation, what is the integration value or integration equation? Anyone? Tell me.
d2 dt by dx is equal to constant.
dt by dx is equal to constant. Correct है. Derivative and integration are opposite to each other. So when we are taking the integration of this, one derivation will be cancelled. Means here d square t upon dx square is there. One derivative is cancelled, means dt by dx is there. So dt by dx is equal to constant. We have to taking the constant. So what is the integration of this? This integration of d square t upon dx square is equal to 0. What is the integration? dt by dx is equal to constant, and that constant we have considered as a c1. So write down dt by dx is equal to c1. dt by dx is equal to c1. So write down dt by dx is equal to c1. Then we have to take again integration of this term. Okay. Then we have to take the again integrating. Then tell me anyone. We have to take the again integration of this term, that is dt by dx is equal to c1. For this term, we have to take the again integration. Then what equation we get? Anyone tell me?
T is equal to c1x.
T is equal to c1x. T is equal to c1x. Correct है क्या? Anyone? Anyone tell me it is correct or any other answer is there? Gaikwad.
T is equal to C1x plus C2.
Correct है. Again constant is there because we are taking the integration of dt by dx. So integration of dt by dx means derivative will be cancelled. T is there. T is equal to what is the integration of c1? C1, because dx is going at the right hand side. So because of that, what will happen? C1x is there, and we have to take the again constant. So what is the integration? T is equal to c1x plus c2. Write down T is equal to c1x plus c2. c1x plus c2, and that is the equation number 3. Equation number 3. Okay. Now we have to apply the boundary condition. Now we have to see the diagram. Diagram बघा जरा सगळ्यांनी, आणि त्या diagram वरून मला सांगा what are the different boundary conditions. Okay, what boundary conditions we have to consider? Boundary conditions आपल्याला apply करायचे आहेत, and by using that boundary conditions we have to find out the values of C1 and C2. By using that boundary conditions we have to find out the values of C1 and C2, that is constant. C1 and C2 are constants, and we have to find out the values of C1 and C2 by using the boundary conditions. So now we have to see the diagram of plane wall. So from that plane wall, what are the different boundary conditions are there? Anyone can tell me? Suppose at x is equal to 0, at x is equal to 0, what is the value of temperature? Anyone? X is equal to 0 means thickness is equal to 0, means L value is equal to 0. At that time, what is the value of temperature? Anyone? कोण सांगते? ज्या वेळेला हा L ची व्हॅल्यू 0 असणार आहे, L म्हणजे x डायरेक्शनला L तुमचा इन्क्रीज होत जाणार आहे. ज्यावेळेला ही x ची व्हॅल्यू 0 असणार आहे, means at that time L becomes 0. Then at that time, what is the value of at the left hand face? What is the temperature value? Anyone unmute yourself and tell me the answer. At x is equal to 0, what is the value of temperature? Pawar?
C2.
No. we don't go in the equation. We have to see that diagram. So in that diagram, suppose x is equal to 0 means L is equal to 0. Thickness त्या component जर 0 असेल तर temperature काय असणार at that time? Means left hand face is there, and on the left hand face what is the temperature?
T1.
T1. So at x is equal to 0, T is equal to T1. So this is the first boundary condition. And then what is the second boundary condition? At x is equal to L. If x is equal to L म्हणजे जो काही component आहे जरा त्याचा thickness L consider केला at that time x is equal to L, then what is the T is equal to what? Anyone? What is the temperature value if x is equal to L?
T2.
T2. Okay. Okay. So x is equal to 0 means T is equal to T1. So this is the first boundary condition. And x is equal to, x is nothing but thickness along the x direction. जर x तुमचा 0 असेल तर तुम्ही कुठे असणार आहे at the first surface. At the first surface. Hello? Sound is audible na? Over?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So ओंकारचा काय प्रॉब्लेम? हॅलो ओंकार, unmute yourself. What is your problem?
नाही तीच म्हणलं. म्हणलं एवढं काय करताय म्हणलं. कुठल्या नाही त्या पायामुळं हे केलं. नट काढलं ते.
हॅलो ओंकार काळे, please stop your video and audio. Okay, so write down the boundary conditions. Boundary conditions at x is equal to 0, t is equal to t1, and x is equal to L, t is equal to t2. Write down boundary condition. What is the boundary conditions? From this plane wall diagram we get the boundary conditions. When x is equal to 0, then t is equal to t1, and if x is equal to L, then t is equal to t2. Okay, so put these boundary conditions into equation number 3 and find out the values of C1 and C2. Okay, tell me the values of C1 and C2. त्याच्या काय बाउंड्री कंडिशन्स आहेत ते पुट करा. पहिली बाउंड्री कंडिशन पुट करा, x is equal to 0, then t is equal to t1. Then what we get the value of C2. So C2 is equal to what? Anyone? C2 is equal to what? बाकीचे काय लिहून घेत नाही काय तुम्ही? What about others? So put these boundary conditions into the equation. At x is equal to 0, t is equal to t1. So put this first boundary condition, then we get the value of one constant, that is C2 is equal to t1. And then again we have to put the second boundary condition. At x is equal to L, t is equal to t2. Okay, put that values into the equation, then we get the another constant. Okay, first boundary condition put, then we get the value of C2 is equal to T1. C2 is equal to T1. And then put that second boundary condition at x is equal to L, T is equal to T2. So from that we get the equation T2 is equal to C1L plus C2. T2 is equal to C1L plus Hello, Shinde, screen is visible, na? Over. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Visible.
Okay, okay. So write down that second boundary condition, put that values into the equation number 3. Then we get the value of C1. Okay, so what is the value of C1? C1 is equal to T2 minus T1 divided by L. What is the value of C1? C1 is equal to T2 minus T1 divided by L. So from that two boundary conditions, we get the value of C1 and C2. So C1 is equal to T2 minus T1 divided by L, and C2 is equal to T1. C2 is equal to T1. So now put the values of C1 and C2 in equation number 3. Okay, so put the values of C1 and C2 in equation number 3. Okay, put the values of C1 and C2 in equation number 3. So T is equal to C1x plus C2 is there. So what is the value of C1? T2 minus T1 divided by L into x plus what is the value of C2? That is T1, and that is the equation number 4. Okay, so this is the temperature at any point in that particular plane wall. Suppose we have to calculate the temperature at a distance 10 meters from one end. At that time we have to use this equation. Okay, we know that one end temperature, that is T1, another end temperature, that is T2, thickness of that particular plane wall is known. Then we have to calculate the temperature in between the component by using this equation, that is T is equal to T2 minus T1 divided by L into x plus T1. So what is this equation represent? So this equation is nothing but straight line equation, y is equal to mx plus c. So therefore we said that temperature profile is linear. Temperature profile is linear. म्हणजे तुम्ही काय करा, जी काय आपण डायग्राम ड्रॉ केलेली आहे तिथून डायरेक्ट स्ट्रेट लाईन T1 पासून T2 पर्यंत ड्रॉ करा. So this is the temperature profile for the plane wall. What is the temperature profile from the plane wall? So because this is the equation for the straight line, so temperature is changing in the form of straight line manner. So we have to draw the diagram. In the diagram we have to draw the straight line from the T1 to T2. म्हणजे टेम्परेचर काय होणार आहे तुमचं, कंटिन्युअसली डिक्रीज होणार आहे in the form of straight line. Okay, so equation 4 represents that the temperature difference is linear across the wall and it is independent of thermal conductivity. So this temperature does not depend upon the thermal conductivity. Okay, it is depends upon the only distance, that is x. Okay, so T is equal to T2 minus T1 divided by L into x plus T1. So this is the equation for this straight line. So from that we said that temperature distribution is linear across that particular wall. Temperature distribution across the wall is linear. Okay, again how to rewrite this equation? Equation 4 आपण कसं लिहू शकतोय, हा T1 लेफ्ट हँड साइडला घ्या, T मायनस T1 होईल, हा T2 मायनस T1 हा लेफ्ट हँड साइडला आल्यानंतर कुठे जाणार आहे, डिनॉमिनेटरला. सो T मायनस T1 डिवाइडेड बाय T2 minus T1 is equal to x by L. T minus T1 divided by T2 minus T1 is equal to x by L. That is the equation number 5. Write down equation number 5. So our aim is to calculate the heat transfer rate. Means we have to calculate the Q. So what is the equation for the Q? Q is equal to minus K into A into dt by dx. Okay, so heat transfer rate is equal to Q is equal to minus K into A into dt by dx. So this is our standard equation, that is Fourier's law of heat conduction. Okay, Q is equal to minus K into A into dt by dx. So in this case we have to put the value of dt by dx. So from equation 4, what is the equation 4? T is equal to T2 minus T1 divided by L into bracket complete x plus T1. So we need the value of dt by dx. So we have to take the derivative of this equation number 4. Equation number 4 काय आहे? So T is equal to T2 minus T1 divided by L into x plus T1. So we have to take the derivative of this term. Then we get the value of dt by dx and put that value of dt by dx into equation number 6. And from that we get the value of Q, that is heat transfer rate. Okay. Do the calculation by yourself and tell me what is the final equation for the Q. समजलं का बघा, इक्वेशन 4 काय आहे? व्हॉट इज द इक्वेशन 4? T is equal to T2 minus T1 divided by L into X plus T1. So we have to take the derivative of this equation, and whatever the value we get, that is the dt by dx, and put that value of dt by dx into equation number 6. Then we get the value of q. So all of you do the calculation. First of all, you have to calculate the dt by dx, then put that value of dt by dx into equation number 6, and we get the value of q, that is heat transfer rate for the plane wall. म्हणजे त्या प्लेन वॉल मधून किती हीट ट्रान्सफर होणार आहे ते कुठल्या इक्वेशन वरून काढणार आहे आपण, तर त्या इक्वेशन वरून फाइंड आउट करणार आहे. सो डू द कॅल्क्युलेशन अँड टेल मी द फायनल आन्सर ऑफ द इक्वेशन फॉर द क्यू. काय ते सांगा फायनल इक्वेशन ऑफ द क्यू. पहिला डिफरन्शिएट करा. इक्वेशन 4 आहे जे काय दिलेलं आहे आपल्याला, डिफरन्शिएट विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू एक्स. ओके, so do the calculation and tell me the answer of that. Unmute yourself. Anyone? कोण सांगतंय? समृद्धी सांगा. What is the final equation for the Q? Samruddhi Deshpande, please unmute yourself and tell me the answer of the Q. You are there or not? Dhanashri.
Yes, sir.
What is the answer for Q?
Q is equals to minus KA T2 minus T1 by L.
T2 minus T1 by
L.
L. Suppose we have to remove that negative sign, then how? What is the equation? We have to alter change that T1 minus T2. T2 minus T1 becomes T1 minus T2. At that time, automatically the negative sign will be removed. That is Q is equal to K into A into T1 minus T2 divided by L. Okay. So this is the final equation for the rate of heat transfer through the plane wall. Rate of heat transfer through the plane wall. Okay. So from this equation number 4, we have to differentiate. So from differentiation, we get the equation of dt by dx. So what is the value of dt by dx? T2 minus T1 divided by L. So put that value of dt by dx into equation number 6. So Q is equal to minus Ka into this term. What is the value of dt by dx? That is T2 minus T1 divided by L. So you have to interchange the terms. T2 minus T1, we have to take the T1 minus T2. Because of that, this negative sign will be cancelled. So Q is equal to what? Q is equal to K into A into T1 minus T2 divided by L. So this is the final equation for the rate of heat transfer through the plane wall. समजते बघा, जर प्लेन वॉल तुम्हाला दिलंय प्रॉब्लेम मध्ये किंवा इक्वेशन तुम्हाला डेराइव्ह करायला सांगितलं तर ते हे इक्वेशन असणार आहे. आणि इन द प्रॉब्लेम दे आर आस्किंग अबाउट दी find out the heat transfer rate through the plane wall. For that we have to use this equation. Q is equal to K into A into T1 minus T2 divided by L. Okay. So in the form of electrical analogy, how to write this equation? Q is equal to T1 minus T2 divided by L by Ka. हा जो Ka न्यूमरेटरला असणार आहे तो आपण काय घेणार आहे, डिनॉमिनेटरच्या डिनॉमिनेटरला घेणार आहे. So equation becomes same, but we are rewriting the equation in the form of electrical system. So Q is equal to what? T1 minus T2 divided by L by Ka. L by Ka. Okay, so this L by K is nothing but thermal resistance for the conduction for the plane wall. So write down in the form of thermal resistance, Q is equal to T1 minus T2 divided by thermal resistance for the conduction, RTH of conduction, and from that we get the value of thermal resistance for conduction. प्लेन वॉल साठी थर्मल रेजिस्टन्स काय असणार आहे? समटाइम्स दे आर आस्किंग अबाउट द फाइंड आउट द थर्मल रेजिस्टन्स फॉर द कंडक्शन फॉर द प्लेन वॉल. सो व्हाट इज द इक्वेशन फॉर दैट? हाउ टू कैलकुलेट दैट thermal resistance for the conduction for the plane wall? That is R thermal conduction is equal to L by K, L divided by K into A. So by using that equation we have to find out the thermal resistance for the conduction. Okay, so what is the final equation for the rate of heat transfer for the plane wall? That is K into A into T1 minus T2 divided by L. Then in the form of thermal resistance, what is the equation of the rate of heat transfer through the plane wall? That is Q is equal to T1 minus T2 divided by thermal resistance of the conduction. Then what is the value of thermal resistance of the conduction? That is L by K into A, L by K into A. Okay, so this is about the heat conduction through the plane wall, heat conduction through the plane wall. Okay, सगळ्यांचं झालंय का बघा इथपर्यंत? Put the message in the chat box. Anyone is remaining? R thermal conduction is equal to L by K into A. So this is the thermal resistance for the conduction for the plane wall. And our final equation is Q is equal to K into A into T1 minus T2 divided by L. So by using this equation we have to calculate the heat transfer rate through the plane wall. So this is the first shape we have considered, that is plane wall. In next lecture we have to considering the cylinder is there, then sphere is there. So in this way we have to calculate the rate of heat transfer through that particular shape. Okay, so this is about the heat conduction through a plane wall, heat conduction through a plane wall. Then in yesterday's lecture we have one parameter we have discussed, that is thermal diffusivity, that is alpha. So first of all we have to understand what is meant by thermal diffusivity, what is the physical significance of that particular thermal diffusivity. So first of all you have to write down next point, thermal diffusivity. Okay, write down thermal diffusivity. Okay, so in yesterday's derivation there is a one point is there, thermal diffusivity. We have written the equation for that, alpha is equal to K by rho C. So what is the definition for the thermal diffusivity? It is defined as the ratio between the thermal conductivity and thermal capacity. So write down what is the definition of thermal diffusivity. Write down, it is defined as thermal diffusivity. Next point, thermal diffusivity. Write down definition of the thermal diffusivity, because in yesterday's lecture instead of K by rho C we have taken as a alpha. K by rho C we have taken as a alpha. So that alpha is nothing but thermal diffusivity. So what is the definition for the thermal diffusivity? It is defined as, write down, it is defined as the ratio between, it is defined as the ratio between thermal conductivity and thermal capacity, thermal conductivity and thermal capacity, thermal conductivity and thermal capacity, full stop. Next line, it is denoted by alpha, it is denoted by alpha. So write down the equation for the thermal diffusivity. So thermal diffusivity alpha is equal to, thermal diffusivity in bracket alpha is equal to thermal conductivity divided by thermal capacity. Thermal storage capacity आपण म्हणतो MCP delta T. तेच इक्वेशन आहे in the form of MC. mCp delta T. Okay, so thermal diffusivity alpha is equal to what? It is the ratio of thermal conductivity to the thermal capacity. Thermal capacity. So write down thermal conductivity divided capacity. Thermal conductivity म्हणजे काय असणार आहे? K असणार आहे. And what is the value of thermal capacity? Density into specific heat. So rho into C. Write down thermal capacity is in bracket rho into C. Okay, thermal conductivity K divided by thermal capacity rho C. So from that alpha is equal to what? Alpha is equal to K upon rho C. In yesterday's equation, in general heat conduction equation, one term is there K by rho C. So instead of K by rho C, we have put it as a alpha is there. Okay, so in the form of thermal diffusivity, we have written the equation that is general heat conduction equation. Okay, so alpha is equal to K upon rho C. K upon rho C. So what is the physical significance of this thermal diffusivity? What is the meaning of this thermal diffusivity? So it is the ability of material to conduct the heat with respect to its ability to store the thermal energy. म्हणजे आपण काय करणार आहे? थर्मल डिफ्युजिव्हिटी कशाला म्हणणार नाही तर इट इज दी ॲबिलिटी ऑफ दॅट मटेरियल टू कंडक्ट दी हीट. म्हणजे ते जे मटेरियल असणार आहे ते किती हीट कंडक्ट करू शकते विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू ability to store the thermal energy. या दोन्हीच्या मधलं जर रिलेशन पाहिजे असेल तो हॅव टू अंडरस्टूड द कन्सेप्ट ऑफ द thermal diffusivity. Okay, so if alpha is higher means what? Thermal conductivity is higher means that particular material will conduct the maximum heat as compared to the storing. समजते बघा, अल्फा ज्या वेळेला जास्त असणार आहे म्हणजे थर्मल डिफ्युजिव्हिटी काय असणार आहे? ॲट दॅट टाइम थर्मल डिफ्युजिव्हिटी विल बी हायर. सो व्हॉट इज द मिनिंग ऑफ दॅट? Thermal diffusivity is higher means thermal conductivity is higher means the material is having heat conducting capacity is higher as compared to the heat storing capacity. म्हणजे एखादं मटेरियल असं असणार आहे की ते मटेरियल काय करणार आहे? मॅक्झिमम हीट कंडक्ट करणार आहे as compared to the storing the heat. So that material is nothing but having high thermal diffusivity. And suppose if there is a low thermal diffusivity, what is the meaning of that? The material is having low heat conducting capacity as compared to the heat storing capacity. म्हणजे ते जे मटेरियल असणार आहे ते मटेरियल काय करणार आहे? मॅक्झिमम हीट स्टोअर करणार आहे ट्रान्सफर करण्याऐवजी. सो दॅट मटेरियल इज हॅव्हिंग लोअर थर्मल कंडक्टिव्हिटी. लोअर थर्मल कंडक्टिव्हिटी. सो राईट डाऊन इट इज द ॲबिलिटी ऑफ द मटेरियल. It is the ability of the material to conduct the heat. It is the ability of the material to conduct the heat with respect to its ability to store the thermal energy. With respect to its ability to store the thermal energy. To store the thermal energy. Okay, समजलं का? बघा, त्या मटेरियलची ॲबिलिटी आपण चेक करणार आहे. कंडक्शनची हीट कॅपॅसिटी जास्त असणार आहे का स्टोरेजची कॅपॅसिटी जास्त असणार आहे? सो दॅट वी हॅव टू अंडरस्टूड फ्रॉम द व्हॅल्यूज ऑफ द थर्मल डिफ्युजिव्हिटी. सो वी हॅव टेकन द टू एक्झाम्पल. सो इन द फर्स्ट एक्झाम्पल तर आता तुम्ही बघितलं असेल. सो मेनी फोर्ट्स आर देअर or so many temples are there. So whatever the stones, big stones are used in the forts and temples, तर त्याची काय असेल सांगा? थर्मल डिफ्युजिव्हिटी काय असेल? कॅन एनीवन टेल मी? व्हॉट अबाउट दी थर्मल डिफ्युजिव्हिटी फॉर दी टेम्पल्स? व्हॉट एव्हर दी स्टोन्स वी हॅव टू युजिंग दी टेम्पल्स अँड दी फोर्ट्स. जे काय आपले किल्ले आहेत किंवा जे काय आपली मंदिर आहेत तर त्याच्यामध्ये जे काही मोठे मोठे दगड आपण यूज करतोय तर त्या दगडची थर्मल डिफ्युजिव्हिटी जास्त पाहिजे की कमी पाहिजे? कॅन एनीवन टेल मी? एनीवन? व्हॉट अबाउट दी थर्मल डिफ्युजिव्हिटी ऑफ दॅट पर्टिक्युलर स्टोन मटेरियल? बिकॉज टेम्पल्स ॲट द आउटर साइड देअर शुड बी हायर टेम्परेचर. सो इन द टेम्पल्स अँड इन द फोर्ट्स द टेम्परेचर इज लेस. व्हॉट इज द रिझन बिहाइंड दिस? व्हॉट एव्हर द हीट कंडक्टेड फ्रॉम द outer region to the inside region that is less. म्हणजे थर्मल कंडक्टिव्हिटी कमी पाहिजे स्टोनची जेणेकरून बाहेरचं टेम्परेचर जास्त जरी असलं तर आतमध्ये हीट ट्रान्सफर होणार नाही. तुम्ही जर आतमध्ये गेला मंदिर किंवा टेम्पलमध्ये मंदिर किंवा फोर्ट्स मध्ये तर तुम्हाला थंड वाटते. व्हॉट इज द रिझन बिहाइंड दिस? बिकॉज दॅट स्टोन्स विल बी स्टोअर द हीट ॲज मॅक्झिमम हीट स्टोअर इन दी stone as compared to the heat conducted into the temple. So because of that, whatever the big stones we have to using in the forts and the temples having काय असणार आहे? थर्मल डिफ्युजिटी काय असणार आहे? थर्मल डिफ्युजिटी स्मॉल असणार आहे. ओके, सो राइट डाउन द एक्झाम्पल. In case of large temples or forts, in case of large temples or forts made up of big stones, large temples or forts made up of big stones, the inside temperature is much less as compared to outside temperature. The inside temperature is much less as compared to outside temperature, due to large thermal storage capacity, of the stones, as compared to its ability to conduct the heat. म्हणजे इथं मॅक्झिमम हीट जी असणार आहे ती कुठं स्टोअर होणार आहे? इनसाइड दॅट पर्टिक्युलर स्टोन as compared to the conducting the heat. So therefore inside temperature is less as compared to the outside temperature. So this is the example for the low thermal diffusivity. Okay, due to large thermal storage capacity of these stones as compared to its ability to conduct the heat, full stop. In other words, such applications have smaller value of thermal diffusivity. ज्या वेळेला स्मॉलर व्हॅल्यू असणार आहे अल्फाची, म्हणजे के काय असणार आहे? के ची व्हॅल्यू काय असणार आहे? कमी असणार आहे आणि थर्मल कॅपॅसिटी काय असणार आहे? जास्त असणार आहे. म्हणजे हीट कंडक्शन कमी होणार आहे ॲज कम्पेअर टू स्टोरेज. ओके, so this is the example for the when the value of thermal diffusivity is less. आणि थर्मल डिफ्युजिटी व्हॅल्यू कधी जास्त लागणार आहे? राइट ऑन द सेकंड एक्झाम्पल. फॉर मेटॅलिक सॉलिड्स like steel, this value will be large because they are having more conducting capacity rather than storing the thermal energy. जे काही मेटल्स असणार आहेत स्टील वगैरे तर त्याच्यामध्ये हीट कंडक्ट मॅक्झिमम होते ॲज कम्पेअर टू दी स्टोरिंग दी हीट. सो देअरफॉर फॉर दिस मेटॅलिक सॉलिड द हायर थर्मल डिफ्युजिटी इज देअर. ओके, मोर कंडक्टिंग कॅपॅसिटी रादर दॅन स्टोरिंग दी थर्मल एनर्जी. ओके, ही दोन्ही एक्झाम्पल लक्षात ठेवा. टेम्पल्स आणि फोर्ट्स याच्यामध्ये जे काही स्टोन्स यूज करणार आहे त्याची थर्मल डिफ्युजिटी काय असणार आहे? कमी असणार आहे. बिकॉज they are storing the maximum heat as compared to conducting the heat. And what about this metallic solid like steel is there? For that case, the material is maximum heat is conducted as compared to the storing. So that material is having high thermal diffusivity is there. So this is the example for the thermal diffusivity. Okay. So here we have completed the 2 points, that is heat conducted through the plane wall, and then we have discussed about the thermal diffusivity. And in next lecture, in tomorrow's lecture, we have to discuss about the heat conducted through the composite wall. Okay, so here we have to stop. All of you put your roll numbers in the chat box. Thank you very much.